Welcome to my channel. So today we are going to solve one circuit analysis problem using the super mesh analysis. Okay, so already I posted one super mesh analysis problem in the previous videos. So this is another one problem. So what is mean by super mesh? Okay, so in which situation we have to use the super mesh analysis means in a given circuit one current source. Okay, so you see this is the current source. If one circle within that one arrow is given means this is the current source. So this current source is connected in between the two loop means. Okay, two mesh means that type of circuit we have to solve it in super mesh analysis. Okay, so if the current source is available between the two loops means we may solve using super mesh analysis. So here the question is that find the current I1, I2, I3 for the given circuit using the diagram as given below. Okay, so here you see this is the external voltage source 50 volt and some resistances are connected, and in between this second loop and third loop one current source is there. Okay, instead of this current source here one voltage source is given means that is not a super mesh analysis. We have to solve it in ordinary mesh analysis. Okay, but in between the two loop one current source is given means we have to solve it in super mesh analysis. Okay, that is the thing. So the first step in mesh analysis, we have to identify the number of loops. Okay, so how many meshes? This is mesh 1. Okay, this one is a one closed path. This is mesh 1. This is the second mesh. Okay, this one. And this is the third mesh. So in a given diagram, there are three meshes are there. And we have to consider current in each meshes I1, I2 and I3. Okay, so let us mark the current. So here you see here 50 volt battery. So always the current it will emerging from the positive terminal of the battery. So that's why the current I1 in clockwise. Okay, similarly current in second loop is I2 and the current in third loop we are considering as a I3. Okay, so let us take the three currents, and the next one, what is the next step? So we have to write the ordinary KVL equation for the independent loop. Which one is the independent loop means that is this current source. Okay, so where the current source is available, this current source is available in between loop 2 and loop 3. Okay, so except this loop 2 and loop 3, in loop 1 there is no current source. Okay, so you just write ordinary KVL equation for this loop 1. Okay, so if you are writing KVL equation for this loop 1, so you see if you are starting from here minus to plus, it is a voltage rise. So 50. So 50 equal to, when we are coming here, the 10 ohm resistor. This 10 ohm resistor is common for loop 1 and loop 2. And now you see the current. The I1 is flowing from top to bottom. The I2 is flowing from bottom to top. So what is the resulting current flowing through this 10 ohm resistor? I1 minus I2. So voltage drop across the 10 ohm is 10 into I1 minus I2. Okay. Then when we are coming here, 5 ohm resistor. So this 5 ohm is common for loop 1 and loop 3. So the current flowing in 5 ohm because of this loop 1 is I1 here. I3 is flowing from bottom to top. So both currents are opposite direction. So the voltage drop across the 5 ohm is 5 into I1 minus I3. Okay, so that's all. And then you collect I1 term, I2 term, I3 term separately. So 10 I1, 5 I1, so 15 I1. Then I2 term is minus 10 I2, then minus 5 I3 equal to 50. This is the equation number 1. Okay. Then so one KVL equation we written for the loop 1. Okay. So the ordinary KVL equation we have to write for the independent loop. Okay. So in order to solve this three variable I1, I2, I3, we needed at least three equation. So only one equation we formed. So what about the remaining two equation means? So you see, in terms of this current source, we have to write one equation. So you see this current source, this branch current value is 2 amps. Okay. So this current source, now you see what is the current flowing in this loop? It is a I2. okay, I2, and the current flowing in the third loop is I3. Okay, so this 2 amps is this 2 amps current branch is common for loop 2 and loop 3. So that's why if we are subtracting this loop 2 current minus loop 3 current, we can get this 2 amps. Okay, so we can form one more equation, I2 minus I3, which is always equal to this 2 amps. This is a one more equation. Okay, so the second equation we formed. Then the third equation, we have to write super mesh equation. What a super mesh equation means, while writing this super mesh equation, we just ignore this current source. Okay, we have to make this current source value as a 0. So if current source value as a 0 means this complete branch, you just remove it. Okay, so that's why we will get the diagram like this. So you see, the current source we are making as a 0. If current source is 0 means that in the place of the current source there is a open circuit. Okay, so similar to this one, there is a one resistor is there. In this resistor also the current flowing is 0. That's why you just ignore this resistance also. Okay, then for this both loop 2 and loop 3, we have to write combinedly one KVL equation that is called as a super mesh equation. Okay, so in this upper half the current flowing is I2, in lower half the current flowing is I3. Now we are going to write the KVL equation for this complete loop 1, loop 2 and loop 3. This is called as a super mesh equation. Okay, so what is the KVL equation for this both loop 2 and loop 3? So you see, if you are writing, so when we are starting from here, so you see the 2 ohm resistor, what is the current flowing through this 2 ohm resistor? I2. So 2 into I2, okay, voltage drop. Then this 3 ohm is just discarded. Okay, then when we are coming here, 1 ohm resistor, what is the current flowing through this 1 ohm resistor? Only I3. So 1 into I3. Okay, then when we are coming here, the 5 ohm, this 5 ohm is common for loop 1 and loop 2, loop 3. Okay, so what is the resulting current flowing through this 5 ohm resistor? I3 minus I1. So voltage drop is 5 into I3 minus I1. Okay, then when we are coming here, 10 ohm resistor, and what is this 10 ohm is common for loop 2 and loop 1. So 10 into the loop 2 current minus loop 1 current. So 10 into I2 minus I1 equal to 0. Okay, similarly, you collect I1 term, I2 term, I3 term separately. We can get minus 15 I1 plus 12 I2 plus 6 I3 equal to 0. This is the third equation. This is called as a super mesh equation. Okay, so now we got the three equation. One is the KVL for loop 1. Another one is this current source. In terms of current source, we written one equation. And the third equation is a super mesh equation. So by solving this equation above 1, 2, 3, we can get I1, I2, I3. Okay, so in order to solve this equation, we may use a substitution method or any method. So now we are going to use the method matrix method. Okay, so you just write equation 1, equation 2 and equation 3 into matrix form. Okay, so the matrix form we can get like this. So after that you just find del value. The del is nothing but the determinant of this resistance 3 by 3 matrix. So it is a 45. Okay, next del I1. What is del I1? In this constant matrix, the first column. This first column, you just replace it with this constant value 5020. So 5020, remaining two column, just as it is you write. Then you find the determinant value. It is a 900. Okay. Similarly, del I2. What is del I2? In this 3 by 3 matrix, you just replace this second column. Okay, the second column minus 10, 1 and 12 by this constant value. It is called as a del I2. So the del I2 value is 780. Similarly, del I3 means replace this third column by this constant value. We can get the del I3. So it is a 690. So after calculating del I1, del I2, del I3, we can find the loop currents. Okay, so the loop current I1. So loop current or mesh current. So I1 is nothing but it's a ratio of del I1 divided by del. So 900 divided by 45, it is a 20 amps. Similarly, I2 equal to del I2 divided by del. So 780 divided by 45, this is 17.33 amps. I3, del I3 divided by del. So 690 divided by 45, we can get 15.33 amps. Okay. So now these are all the loop currents. These are all the mesh current for the given circuit. Okay. So now you can check the answer. So how to check means the difference between the loop 2 and the loop 3. Okay. I2 minus I3 value, it is always equal to 2. Okay. Since in between the second loop and third loop, the 2 amps currents is connected. So I2 minus I3, which is equal to 2. So you see the answers. So you just subtract this I2 and I3, 17.33 minus 15.33, we can get 2 amps. Okay, so our answer is correct. Okay, so this is a one of the super mesh analysis problem. Okay, so this is somewhat deviated from mesh analysis. What is super mesh means? In between two mesh, one current source is there, means that circuit we have to solve it in super mesh. Okay, in order to solve the super mesh, we have to write one super mesh equation. What is super mesh means? In that while writing super mesh equation, this current source we have to omit. This current source we have to make it as a 0, and we have to combine this loop 2 and loop 3, and we have to write combinedly, we have to write one KVL equation, that is called as a super mesh equation. Okay, so this is one of the important problem. And if you want to learn the remaining mesh analysis problem and KCL, KVL problem and the super mesh analysis problem in my channel, in the name of circuit analysis, one playlist is created. In that all topics and so many Anna University problems are solved in a topic wise. So you just learn using that playlist, or I will give link for those videos in the description box. You can use it. Okay, so thank you. We will meet in the next video with some dependent source problem. Okay, dependent current source and dependent voltage source problem. Okay, so thanks for watching my channel, and please subscribe my channel for more videos and please press the bell notification button, then only you will get the immediate notification after I am posting the video. Okay, so thank you. We will meet in the next video.